One of my mentors, Guy Allen, he's a professor at the University of Toronto and just a giant in teaching personal narrative writing over the decades. Used to always drill into us that you need to locate the reader at the start of a scene. So they have to know, where we are, physically speaking, right at the start of the story. And many scenes often are written in such a way that they could have occurred anywhere, in any time period, in any location. And those scenes often need the addition of the detail of location. So always make sure that you are locating your reader right near the start of the scene, so we have an understanding, a visualization of the place. And this was a really good example of locating from one of my student writers. And they do it right in the first line. The author writes, "My friends and I walked down Wyandotte Street towards downtown Windsor on Saturday night." Locating doesn't have to be that explicit. It can be hinted at, it can be implied, but it's fine if you just want to come out and explain exactly where you are. But the whole paragraph is about the place, and we often forget that place is a character, right, in memoirs. The place is saying something. The place is doing something. It's reflecting other things, the actions that go on in those places. So I know we often focus in memoir on the people in the story, and they are number one. We want those individuals. Don't forget to bring that place to life as well. And this paragraph really does that. You can pause this right now and read over that paragraph. I'm not going to read it completely here in the video, but I have a few reflections of my own on this. Obviously, this is some young men, they're early university age, probably 21, 22, and they've gone down to Southwest Ontario, and they're checking things out. It's not their kind of place, which I think is interesting. So there's a contrast there between the kind of naivete of these boys, these young men, and what's going on in Windsor on a Saturday night. And they mention, or the author mentions, we see the red, blue, green, and white casino lights as we turn right on Woolette Street. So again, another very specific detail about the place. A car approaches us from behind and stops abruptly. A small, scrawny white guy, probably in his early 20s, appears and asks, "Do you guys have weed on you?" And then Michael laughs uncomfortably, "No." And then later, the music grows louder, so again, more sense of place. The smell of alcohol fills the air. And then we get these really interesting details of the actual names of the bars and clubs in Windsor. This would have been, I guess, 20 years ago almost. We pass Dirties, Voodoo's, Reactor, and the Boom Boom Room until finally reaching Thirsty Scholar. I love those names. I mean, they're just wonderful names, really. Thirsty Scholar. And then we get the booze, crackheads, hot girls, and of course the cops linger. So we're getting a whole sense of the characters in this place. But it really is about the place, the location, and the contrast between kind of the dirtiness and illegal activity possibly happening here with those police sirens that are whining, and these boys who don't seem to be suitable for this area. So I just want to share that, really good scene of place as character.